In Situgede, in ancient times, there lived a man named Grandfather Prabu Adilaya. He was known as a scholar who was diligent and persistent in preaching to spread religious teaching. He was so diligent in studying religious knowledge that he spent every evening studying religion with his teacher, Kiai Jawaraga. One day, Prabu Adila grandfather received an order from his teacher to marry his daughter Sekarembong.
Adilaya my stutter. What if I marry my daughter Sakarembong? I see like him and my daughter likes you.
Prabu Adilaya grandfather was willing to marry Sekarembong as proof to his teacher that he was very young. Finally, they got married. Not long after that, Prabu Adilaya grandfather stated his intention to study religion in Java, so he went with his wife and sister named Siliwati. When they arrived in Java, they went to a famous Islamic boarding school. They stayed there and Prabu Adilaya studied. Studying religion for several months in this place, a similar incident occurred again. Prabu Adilaya grandfather was asked by his teacher to marry his daughter Sembah Dalam. Once again, Prabu Adilaya grandfather could not refuse his teacher orders. In the end, he married Sembah Dalam and had two wives, Sekarembong and Sembah Dalam, and then become like a very close second brother and sister. One day, Prabu Adilaya grandfather expressed his desire to preach in his homeland.
I want you to please and help me and try about us.
His two wives agree and they decide to leave the next day. The next day, everyone left. They went with brothers named Siliwati and Sagolong. They walked for days the birthplace of grandfather Prabu Adilaya. When they arrived at the Priangan border, they decided to rest.
Better if we just spend the night here. It's getting dark. We'll continue journey tomorrow. It's getting dark. We'll continue journey tomorrow. You guys rest. You'll have your first.
The two wives of Prabu Adilaya's grandfather chose to chat. Both of them talked about their husband called an unromantic attitude. Both of them then felt sick because their husband didn't pay attention to them. Their husband prioritized preaching. They felt abandoned by their husband until evil attention emerged. Of the two, meanwhile, Prabu Adilaya's grandfather did penance and then fell asleep. The man had also fallen asleep because they were tired.
On that silent night, the two wives of Prabu Adilaya grandfather carried out their crime. Apart from the scream of the two emban who saw the lifeless body of Prabu Adilaya grandfather, his two wives then ordered the emban to have them bury the body of Prabu Adilaya grandfather. The same night, they carried the body of Prabu Adilaya grandfather while looking for a secluded place to bury their husband's body. Then, the blood dripping from the body of grandfather Prabu Adilaya made the ground red until the area became known as Ciberem. Then they walked and suddenly the stretcher used to carry the body of grandfather Prabu Adilaya broke. They connected the stretcher and the area became known as Sambong. Then, after walking again, the stretcher broke again. They also carried the body of their husband who had fallen on the ground, and the area was known as Mangkubumi. After walking to a new area, where the two of them squatted down because they were tired, the place was known as Nagrog. They connected their journey, and it could place they rest for a moment and become known as that place was called Maniis. They walked again towards the west until they found a hill. They buried the body of grandfather Prabu Adilaya because they were worried that the emban would reveal this incident. They killed the emban. Finally, Sekarembong and Sembah Dalam decided to spread both of them taking different paths. In another place, the Queen Mother, who is the mother of Prabu Adilaya's grandfather, felt a bad feeling that something was happening to her child, so he did penance and received guidance.
The next day, together with two of the Queen Mother's bodyguards, they searched for the hill in question. After days of searching, he finally found a shining hill. He found his son's grave and two other graves. Beside his son's grave, he cried non-stop, his tears flowing profusely until they flooded the area and formed a lake. Then he ordered two guards to guard the lake and his son's grave. The two guards turned into goldfish and snakehead fish known as Silayung and Sikoko. The Queen Mother swore the whatever disturbs and destroys the lake area will destroy her son's grave. Whoever does that will be cast by Silayung and Sikoko.